Hello everyone. Stephanie Zima here, My Way of Life Coaching, and today I come live to you right after my training of my mentorship group. Let me click live here on Instagram for a second, so I will be there as well. Yes, so today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how to not try to sound so professional and why this creates pressure if you try to be too professional when you are in business. Okay. If you're new to me, I train online entrepreneurs how to show up for themselves, how to turn mental load into clear action and consistent income, how to heal their nervous system, how to become aware of who they are at the core so they can build a business that actually aligns with them and not just copy paste something that is not them through the mentorship program, the Walk It Free mentorship, where we heal, connect, and level up. That is what I do, and that is what I'm here for. And my mission is burning in me because I am so sick and tired of seeing everyone let the 80% of online entrepreneurs fall down the wayside because they are not able to create the results. And I am somebody that's always been against letting people down, right? I've always been fighting for people my entire life. It's just something that I've done. If I feel something is unjust, if I feel like someone is being treated unfairly, there's me standing up for them and saying, hey, wait a minute. And this is exactly what I want to do here with online entrepreneurs, because there is so much confusion. There's in this build, like, let's say network marketing, for example. Okay, take network marketing for an example. There are so many of you that are in network marketing that are trying really, really hard to make $300, $500 a month, maybe $1,000 a month. There are so many of you. Everywhere I look, there are so many of you. And some of you are hiding the fact that you're not making any money. And some of you are, you just quit, right? You just quit when you're not making any money. And it's always the same reason, because your emotions are getting the better of you, your fears are getting the better of you, and you are not knowing how to put all these puzzle pieces together that are required to build a business, and therefore you are then quitting, right? You're falling off the wayside. If you are a leader and you are lucky enough that you already have a team and you have people working for you, lucky for you, but you know that problematic. You know that there is probably 10 plus people on your team that are not able to take the action that would, they say they want to do something, but they're not. They are saying they want to build a business, but they're not taking the action. Why are they not taking the action? Why are they not posting? Why are they not talking in Messenger? Why are they not talking to people? Why are they not inviting? Why are they not asking anybody to look at their opportunity? Why are they not doing it? And they're not doing it because, yes, there's fear. Yes, there's overwhelm. Yes, there is procrastination. Yes, there's doubt. There's a gazillion different things that are symptoms. But what are those symptoms for? Okay, they're for the root cause that's underneath. The root cause underneath is their nervous system. Their nervous system, and whether or not that nervous system is being threatened by by a thought, by a perceived threat, right? And that is why it's so different. That is why everyone is so different, and why no matter how much training you put out there, no matter how much talks you have about certain things, each individual person is different, and their thoughts are different, and their feelings are different, and their experiences are different, and so on and so forth, right? So, how do you overcome this? How are you able to take action? How are you able to take that pressure away? You have to take the pressure away. When you look at your business, for example, okay, what do we know? We know that we need to have a foundation, meaning a social media platform that we're using, and we need to post something on that. We need to have a foundation. That is what people are calling it, your brand, right? You need to be your brand. But What do we post about? So many of you say, I don't know what to post. I don't know what to post. And then you post random things. You're posting this and that and this and the other. And you're wondering why you're not getting traction. Now, let me tell you, you are your brand. You do not need to sound professional. You do not need to be the expert on the products that you're trying to sell. You don't need to do any of that. If you know what you're doing, if you have experience, yes, showcase that. Showcase that experience. But if you don't have that, tap into something else, okay? Because here's the thing. All sales is conversations. All sales is you starting a connection somewhere, somehow with other people, correct? Yes. So where can you start connecting? What can you connect with? You can connect with a hobby, for example. What brings you joy? See, when you try to work it as a business, you don't want to show up because you already worked a 9 to 5 job. Okay? You already did all that. You don't want to do it again. So what can you do? Post about something that brings you joy. What lights you up? What do you like to look at on social media? What is it that you love to look at? Take that and make that part of your brand. If you are getting inspired by motivational quotes, use that. If you are loving to cook, use that. If you are loving your animals, use that. Okay? Use something that you love to do and you get inspired by and you enjoy so that you can then attract other people that enjoy the same thing. That is, for example, one way. And then once you have these humans, now you can start building this into your conversation funnel, right? You can say, for example, if you're connecting with people via animals, you can then have a conversation with them about the animals, and then you can talk about, hey, by the way, do you also have X, Y, and Z goals? Do you have a health goal? Do you know anybody that could use shampoo, whatever else you sell? You can then have, because now the cold contact, yeah, the cold person is now warming up through a combined interest. Okay, both of you guys like X, Y, and Z, and therefore it's now comfortable, right? It's warmed up. And when it's warmed up, you can ask a question. It's actually very normal. If you have a friend, it's a very normal question to say, hey, do you love this or that? Do you like steak or are you a vegetarian? See, and we don't ask these questions because we're afraid. We are making it about ourselves. We are not asking, hey, are you a vegetarian or do you love steak, right? But here you are trying to sell this super yummy steak to the vegetarian because you're never asking if that is even a meat lover. Because you're afraid that they're going to say no and they're going to reject you. Why? And now it comes back to your nervous system. You're afraid that they are going, so your brain makes up all these thoughts, all these fears, because you would not be okay if they would say no. That's why you're not doing it. And that's why you're not posting anything, because you're so afraid that somebody is going to reject you. Okay? That foundation crack needs to be fixed first. You got to be okay when somebody says no. You've got to be okay when somebody says it's not for me. See, for me now, I love people. I love being with people. I'm an introvert, but I like people and I like being with people. I love having parties in my house and going camping with a bunch of people and all that stuff. I love that. I love doing that. But I'm also okay by myself. See, and that's where the difference is. I am also okay now by myself. I also feel safe by myself. I don't need other people anymore to tell me that I'm amazing or I'm this or that. Or I don't need that anymore. I used to. I used to very much so. I had a lot of abandonment wounds that I needed to heal. I needed to learn that I was safe by myself. For those of you that know me for a little while, right? Those were the reasons why I traveled. I started traveling so much because I had to venture out into the unknown and had to teach myself that I was okay by myself. I was out there, out there, out there, different states, different cities, different hotels. I was out there, different camping sites. I was out there to prove to myself I was okay. That is part of what my journey was. Now, for you, just think, how can you heal that nervous system? Are you even aware that you have cracks in your nervous system responses that are then now impacting how you are posting, how you are attracting people to you, how you are able to convert that conversation, right? That is sales. See, you want to sell something, but you're not having conversations. If you're not having conversations, you're not making money. Okay, if you are overwhelmed and stressed and in hiding and procrastination, you are also not likely to be organized enough to follow a lead from A to B and C and D and so on and so forth, or from stage one through whatever you have set up as your system. Maybe you don't even have a system in place, right? If you don't have a system in place, what are you doing? Are you just selling something in a warm market? Are you not having sales skills? See, this is something no one has told me in the beginning. They gave me a welcome pack and they said, here you go, now go sell. Okay. I did not have sales experience. I was a mom. I was somebody that just saw the vision. I thought, hey, wait a minute, that sounds great. I want to have some freedom. I want to be able to make money from my phone. I wanted to provide for my children. I wanted to do all these things. But then everything came crashing down because now, I mean, I was trying to be a graphic designer. I was trying to be a website designer. I was trying to be a salesperson. I had no idea how to do any of these things. I was trying to be a marketing professional. I was trying to be all these different things. And in addition to that, I had to deal with all my own stuff. See, this is why I can teach you now. This is why I can help you to walk it free, because it is something that I've gone through myself. I had to learn all these different things. I had to learn each and every puzzle piece. I had to then start using them, and I'm still using them. And every level has a new devil, right? Every level you start leveling up a little bit. So you're healing and you're connecting with your purpose and your audience, and then you level up, and then you have the same thing over again. That's why my Walk It Free mentorship program is also heal, connect, and level up. We always have these 3 units because every quarter, basically, you are starting to level up just a little bit more, just a little bit more, just a little bit more. But if you never track your progress, when you are not aware, that is where it's at, right? People are not aware. It's not your fault, but you need to be aware of what is your foundation, what thoughts are dominating your action, what core values do you have going on, what principles do you have, what those core values and principles are driving your behaviors, they're driving your everyday. And all of that is linked into your know, like, and trust factor, how you warm up a cold audience, how you are able to convert conversations, how you are able to create content, and how you're able to do all these things. See, you don't think, you are not aware yet on how all of that is playing together. And you're sitting there frustrated with yourself, in doubt and in overwhelm, and you think that you are not good enough. And I'm telling you right now, you are good enough. You just don't have all the puzzle piece information. No one has taught you how to do it right. No one has taught you that you have to fix a foundation to build a house, okay? And many of you are out there trying to look for hacks, and you're trying to find the different answers. And you're trying to put the chimney on top of the house, when in fact, you don't even have a solid foundation, right? You've got to know your foundation of core values, principles, how that applies into your business, into your marketing, into your customer service retention, all of that stuff. What is your offer? What is it that you can serve people with? See, we don't just sell a welcome pack and say, oh, that's it, bye. People don't buy that. People go to Walmart or Target or Meijer to go buy that, right? They go buy their supplements in a supplement store if that's what they would want to, right? If you want to sell something else, what else can you sell? You got to sell something else other than just the supplements, okay? And yes, that's why network marketing companies are selling a lot of community. Well, tricky thing, if you are somebody that doesn't have a big community, now you're out of luck, right? No, you're not. You can still do it. You just have to find a way, another angle that works with you. Okay? Another angle that works for you. There's a lot of different options. There's a lot of different ways how to skin a cat, if you want to say it that way. There's a lot of different ways how you can build a business. That is where your niche comes in, where your brand distinguishes itself from other people and other brands. Okay? But you can't do it if you're not starting somewhere. You got to start somewhere. You're trying to just sound like somebody that you're not yet, instead of sound like somebody you are right now. And you don't have to wait until you are like this top leader, but because you won't become this top leader if you don't start at somewhere. You got to start somewhere. So how can you start? You don't have to be perfect. You have to be you. You need to start with being you at your core, And that is where everybody fails, because most of you, and I'm going to be blunt and tell you straight out, because even though I'm American now, I'm also German, and Germans are like known for their bluntness. I'm sorry if you don't like it, but that's what it is. You don't know yourself. You don't know what you stand for. You don't know what your principles are. Your life is not organized. Your environment is probably a mess. You're probably a hot mess express. And for a while, everybody was like, oh, I'm this mom with a hot mess express. And I'm like, why would you say that about yourself? Because no one is going to want to buy anything from you. If you're the hot mess express, I'm going to look at you and say, hey, wait a minute. I don't think you can help me, because I'm not looking for anybody that is a hot mess express. I'm looking for somebody that can help me help myself, right, with business. I need somebody that actually knows what they're talking about, to be able to help me ground myself with values. So I would never buy from anybody that's saying I'm a hot mess express. No, thank you. So think about this, right? What is it that you want to be known for? What is it that you know about yourself right now? Where do you find safety? You're going to have that foundation. And when you have that foundation, now you can then build your strategy. You can say how often and how long and how much you want to post. And then from there, you can actually start building the roof and so on and so forth, like your offers. And there's a lot more stuff. But you got to start somewhere. And that somewhere is at your foundation. You got to heal whatever wounds you have, whatever thought errors you have, whatever scarcity thoughts you have, whatever feelings you have thinking about sales. You got to heal that. You got to get to the bottom of it. You got to reframe that if there's something to reframe, right? You got to find your way. And my company is called My Way of Life Coaching. It's because I found my way, and I want to teach you to find your way. Okay, it's important, because that is where it's at. It's your foundation. And then from there, you start building up the other skills that you also need, like marketing skills, or like graphic design skills, or like customer service skills, or like sales skills, more advanced sales skills, social media skills. Like there's a whole bunch of different skill sets that need to be acquired. But many of you are trying to do social media hacks before you even know how to get started, and how to stay consistent, and how to have your life under control, that you even can handle this business. See, you want $1 million, but you can't even make your bed in the morning. I'm sorry. sorry, but that's the truth. How do you think you're going to handle what comes with $1 million? See, we sometimes think like, oh yeah, that'd be nice if we can just make that money. And we are somehow having this illusion that we get the money and we don't change anything about our life. That's not the case, because people that are paying you that kind of money, they want also something in return. You've got to grow into that person that can actually give them that. That is the thinking process step that you're not taking probably, okay? So you've got to start in the beginning. You've got to start small. I know they're teaching you do the big steps, do the big leaps, do the, big hairy dreams, like everybody, because that's a marketing scheme. That is where everybody wants you to like see the shiny object and say, I want the $1 million. And so now you have this, I want the $1 million thought in your brain. And then you're going to be faced really quickly with the reality of things, that your life is a mess, and that you are not able to make your bed in the morning, and that you're not able to stay consistent on any of the things. And does that mean that you can't make it? No, it means that you need to work on your foundation. Okay, it means that you need to get in control of who you are now, not who you were or what other people have thought about you. You got to fix your paradigm that matches the dream that you're going to have. So you've got to figure out who I'm at now. What do I want to do? And from there, you start healing, because there's a mismatch between what people thought about you and what you thought about yourself, and like all these thought errors that are happening over there. That needs to be healed. And then from there, you got to connect. You got to figure out, who do I even want to work with? What do I even want to do? How do I want to show up? Like, there is so much that goes into that unit, that goes into that section, and no network marketer, especially not the ones that are starting in the beginning, are ever thinking about this, and they are not being taught by their mentor. They are not being taught by their uplines. The uplines are saying, hey, why don't you do this challenge, and why are you doing this, and how, and it works great for warm market. It doesn't work for the cold market. When you are in a cold market, meaning strangers, and if you are somebody that is well connected, yeah, you're going to have results. But if you're somebody that is not well connected just yet, it's going to take a minute. It's going to take a minute of building trust with humans. It's going to take a minute for you to have strategy behind who you are. And you also need to have your intrinsic motivation. That means you need to be sustaining, right? You have to have resiliency skills. You need to be sustaining talking to people and not having comments or views, or like, you've got to show up. You've got to do all the work. You've got to do the hard work in the dark sometimes, and also be able to deal with the emotions that come up with that. It's hard work. That's the hard work that people are talking about, right? This hard work needs to be handled. This needs to be done. You got to condition yourself to actually do that. But once you do, you are going to be able to attract that $1 million that you originally want. But not if you put the cart before the horse, okay? You cannot do the cart before the horse. I hope this made sense. If you have any questions, I'd love to know in the comments. I'd love for you to let me know what your takeaways are from this video. I'd love for you to tag somebody that needed to hear what I had to say tonight. I'd love for you to share this with the people that maybe need to hear what I have to say. And I would love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're watching over there, or Instagram or whatever. Follow me for more, because I am so passionate of helping the 80% of online entrepreneurs that all have the dream but are not able to seem to cut through their mental load and get it all done, because I was you. Okay, I had so much passion. I saw the vision. I saw that I was able to do that, and that would be a great way for me to catch up with some of the things that I needed to do and be there for my children. And I saw the opportunity, but it was really hard to get going in the beginning. It was really hard to learn all the skills. And if I basically invented what I basically invented what I needed. I needed somebody that could have told me exactly what to do when, and could have reined my crazy brain, my unicorn brain in, wrangled that in and said, no, we don't need to go for this hack or this hack or this hack. We need to do right here. We needed to build an audience, and we needed to connect more, and we needed to become resilient so we can be showing up on a regular basis. Like, I would have needed a me, and I would have needed somebody, a sounding board that I could have gotten support with when I had a question, or when I tried to come off track, or if I like was working on something and I confused myself, because that happened, right? That happened in this journey. I was talking, and I was working, and I was creating, and then I would confuse myself, and halfway through my mission, and I was just like, wait a minute, what am I doing? I don't even know what I'm doing. And I lost track, and I lost momentum all the time throughout this journey. I want different for you. I want you to have this ability of having a very much basic sales training here, that you can actually do it because you can. Okay? You can. And the benefit is not just that you are ending up going to make money, but you are also going to enjoy your life. You're going to enjoy your family. You're going to rebuild your relationships, and you're going to be able to have some of that work-life balance that you're looking for. I get it. Some people say there is no work-life balance if you are building a business. Well, if you're building an extreme business, maybe not. Okay. But at the same time, many of you are like building a $500 to $1,000 side hustle while you're having babies. And yes, you can have, and you must have, some life balance while you're doing that. But see, you're not having it because you're probably running like a hamster in your wheel, trying to figure out what to do, because you don't really know what to do. So you're either going to stop, or you're going to just work so hard and hustle that your family hates you. That's not what I'm all about. I'm all about coming in, cutting that overwhelm and that mental load, get some clarity, and then take action so you can get in and you can get out and enjoy the time with your family. Okay? All right. I hope this was valuable. Let me know in the comments if it was. Share it out. Follow me. Let me know your thoughts. And yeah, we'll all see you later. Good night.